Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Chakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, as well as double honor to their elders. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 pushing this word without truth and sincerity, as well as peace and blessings to all the believers of Yahushai. I just want to do a lesson going into the new moon and also the Sabbath day. They go hand in hand with each other. And as you can see on the screen right here now, you have a picture. This is a picture of the new moon, when you can just barely see that little sliver of light on the moon. This is the beginning. This is the start of the month right here. And this is how we know this is the beginning of the month. When we look into the heavens and see the new moon, well, now we know it's the start of a new month, contrary to what Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he sought to change times, So everything is in this world we know is upside down and contrary to what the scriptures tell us. But, this is the new moon, and the new moon is actually coming in tonight at Eve, so it'll be Thursday Eve to Friday Eve now. So that'll be the new Sabbath for the month, Thursday to Friday Eve, sundown to sundown. And this is how we know, when you look up in the night sky tonight, if I don't know what time you'll be able to see it, but maybe around 3 a.m., something like that. You might catch a glimpse of the new moon. I saw it last night. It was still, decreasing, but it almost looked like this. But I got some scriptures lined up. Lord willing, to be an edifying lesson and to the point. Let's get right into it. Got a list here. Let's start. In the beginning, or as that one African pastor said, in the beginning, but it's like it just joking around. This Genesis 1, we'll start at verse 14. It says, and the powers, the Alahayim, because we understand in Genesis, the first chapter, the name of the Lord isn't mentioned here. This is talking about the angels, well, Yahweh Shai and the angels, creating the creation. These are the Alahayim, the powers. Let's just go into that word right quick, since we're here. This is H430, and then you had the Assyrian characters up there, but, pronouncing the ancient Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash, as we call it, the holy tongue. You have A, La, Ha, Ya, Ma, and put all that together, it's Alahayim, which means powers. Allah just means power, and then the yam at the end makes it plural for powers, because it was Yahweh and the angels up there, doing everything, creating the sun, the moon, the stars, the earth, the heavens, the firmament, all of that, On the outline of biblical usage, it says rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods. That's what it is. We're known as gods. The angels are a form of gods. They're powers, man. One angel could destroy the whole earth, man. That's the power of a god. But so that's what's going on here in the Genesis, the first chapter. The Alahayim was creating everything. So I'll just throughout this chapter I replace God for Alahayim. So Genesis 1:14 it says, and the Alahayim said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And he said, so these lights that's in the heavens, which as we'll keep reading, this is going to be the sun and the moon. They were created for signs, for seasons, for days, and for years. Anyway, we've had signs in the moon this year, blood moon, eclipse. I don't know if we had a solar eclipse this year, but I can't remember. Probably did, but I know we had one in past years. The Most High been sending out signs through these different lights. Verse 15, it says, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And what pissed me off, the Heavenly Father's creation is perfect. And you got, Esau Edom here, the way that he runs this under his authority, it's all BS, man. You got light pollution everywhere. You can't even go in the night sky and look up in the firmament and see the beauty of the heavens, and see the stars. You might see a star here and there, but man, the stars are everywhere. You can if you go out into the desert, or you look at those YouTube videos, those huge telescopes they have, you can see constellations, man. You can see the Milky Way, which is mind blowing. But Lord wouldn't be at that now. We don't experience the earth in its fullness, under a righteous authority. But let me not get off topic. Let me keep going. Read verse 15 again. Genesis 1:15 says, "And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And the Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, which is the sun, and the lesser light to rule the night, which is the moon." It says he made the stars also. It says, "And the Elohim set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And the Most High, Salaki, and the Elohim saw that it was good." So this is the creation of the sun and the moon right here, and the stars also, as well, to give light upon the earth. One to rule the day, the sun; one to rule the night, the moon. So, and the main point I want you to get it to here in verse 14, though, it says, "Let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for and years." And the moon, dictates most of that, the times. We look towards the moon to see when to hold different religious festivals, high holy days. Let me say that, such as the Passover, the memorial of blowing trumpets. As we're gonna get into those precepts. So, but let's go here to the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. This is chapter 43 and verse 6. It says, "He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world." Hey, so we look toward the moon for different times that, as it says in the next verse. Let me just keep reading. It says, "From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection." So we look towards the moon for different feasts. As I mentioned before, the Passover and the memorial of blowing trumpets. And in many other feasts as well. How are we going to know what time to hold these? That the Heavenly Father set it up. We look towards the moon. This is how we knew. Verse 8, Sirach 43 and 8, it says, "The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven." Now, so plain and simple right here, the month is called after her name. So we Salakia, try to figure out how can I say this the best way. But just plain and simple, at the beginning of a new moon is the beginning of the month. That's where the month gets its name from. But let's get into some more examples to show that the new moon and the Sabbath day, that they all correlate. They basically one and the same. The new moon, the beginning of the month, and the first day of the month, when there's a new moon, that dictates when you would have the Sabbath day throughout the rest of the month. Let's look at one of the high holy days first. We'll go to the book of Leviticus. It's Leviticus 23 and verse 23. It says, And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, "Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing trumpet, and holy convocation." And I'm gonna read that again slowly, because it breaks it down simple right here. It's one of my favorite precepts to go to prove that the new moon is correlated with the first day of the month. Also, what else you have on the first day of the month? A Sabbath. It says, Leviticus 23 and 24, "Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month." So this is a new moon, because it's the first day. In the first day of the month shall you have a Sabbath, and as well as it's a Sabbath. It says a memorial of blowing trumpets and holy convocation. This is the high holy day, the memorial of blowing trumpets. It says in the 7th day, and this is like in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall you have a Sabbath. And as we're gonna prove even further that the first day of the month is always a new moon. It doesn't say it right out flat here, but we don't get the precepts to prove it. But hey, the first day of the month is a new moon. We'll go to get Amos first. Amos, the 8th chapter. It's Amos 8:4. It says, "Hear this, O ye that swallow up the needy, even to make the poor of the land to fail." And it's talking about those of our people, cheating our own people out. Verse 5, it says, saying, "When will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat, making the ephah small and the shekel great, and falsifying the balances by deceit." Now let me pull up the NLT on the other side. It says a little bit more easier to understand. But I'm reading in the KJV one more time. Amos 8:5, saying, "When will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn?" Now, why would you have to wait until the new moon be gone to sell? I thought that was something only for the Sabbath. Yeah, you shall do no servile work in the Sabbath. But the new moon is also likened into the Sabbath. You're not supposed to sell. You're supposed to keep yourself holy as well. On the new moon. It says, saying, "When will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat, making the ephah small and the shekel great, and falsifying the balances by deceit." Hey, this is a beautiful verse, clearly telling you that the new moon and the Sabbath are one and the same. I'm reading the NLT now. It says, Amos 8:5 in NLT says, "You can't wait for the Sabbath day to be over and the religious festivals to end so you can get back to cheating the helpless. You measure out grain with dishonest measures and cheat the buyer with dishonest scales." So you can see what it's saying in the KJV when it says that making the ephah small and the shekel great, and falsifying the balances by deceit. Just talking about our people are getting over on the buyers. But once again, proving that the new moon, it's connected with the Sabbath. And this is how we dictate the Sabbath. It's not Friday sundown to Saturday sundown for perpetuality, if I'm saying that word right. Forever. No. We don't keep it as those small hats in the lands do. Wi-Fi. That Watchmen for Israel, that group, they keep it Friday to Saturday, which is going off. Why would we keep it like them devils? They have no idea how to be us, man. How to live righteously by the law, statutes, and commandments. We got this understanding through our apostles and their teachers on down through the Ruach HaKodesh sent from the heavens, man. This is where we get our understanding from, and nobody can tell us that that we're wrong. Let's get another account, a somewhat long account, but we're gonna make it quick, Lord willing, and then I'll just end the lesson there. The account in 1 Samuel, the 20th chapter. I'll be jumping around as well. I'm gonna read. It's a beautiful account to read. But 1 Samuel 20 and verse 1, it says, "And David fled from Naioth in Ramah, and came and said before Jonathan, What have I done? What is mine iniquity? And what is my sin before thy father, that he seeketh my life?" He was running from King Saul. He had them demons on him. Verse 2, it says, "And he said unto him, The Most High forbid, thou shalt not die. Behold, my father will do nothing, either great or small, but that he will show it me. And why should my father hide this thing from me? It is not so." And David said moreover, and said, "Thy father certainly knoweth that I have found grace in thine eyes." And he said, Let not Jonathan know this, lest he be grieved. But truly as Yahweh liveth, and as thy soul liveth, there is but a step between me and death. So he was David like, nah, he wouldn't tell you. Your father wouldn't tell me because that we cool. But King David thought that he was about to die by the hand of Saul. But let me keep reading. Verse 4 says, Then said Jonathan unto David, Whatsoever thy soul desireth, I will even do it for thee. And David said unto Jonathan, Behold, tomorrow is the new moon. Now keep this in mind. He said, Tomorrow is the new moon, and I should not fail to sit with the king at meat. But let me go, that I may hide myself in the field until the third day at even. So David's like, let me just go hide until the third day at even. Keep this in mind. But he left on the new moon. He said, Tomorrow's the new moon, and I should not fail to sit with the king at meat. But let me go, that I may hide myself in the field until the third day at even. Now I'm gonna jump down in this account. You can read all of it. But I'm gonna jump down to get straight to the point, to the 24th verse. It's 1 Samuel 20 and 24. It says, So David hid himself in the field, and when the new moon was come, the king sat him down to eat meat. Verse 25, And the king sat upon his seat, as at other times, even upon a seat by the wall. And Jonathan arose, and Abner sat by Saul's side, and David's place was empty. He was hiding. It says, Nevertheless, Saul spake not anything that day, for he thought something had befallen him. He is not clean. Surely he is not clean. Now this is the new moon right now. So why would Saul be thinking that David is not clean on the new moon? Because the new moon is linked with the Sabbath day. It says, remember the Sabbath day to be holy. Let's keep roughly paraphrasing. Keep supposed to be separate on that day. As well, it's likewise on the new moon. We're supposed to be clean and holy on this day as well. If not, why would Saul say this? Why would he think this? Let me read verse 26 again. 1 Samuel 20 and 26, it says, Nevertheless, Saul spake not anything that day, for he thought something had befallen him. He is not clean. Surely he is not clean. Continuing on, it says, And it came to pass on the morrow, which was the second day of the month. That key right there, which was the second day of the month, that David's place was empty. And Saul said unto Jonathan his son, Wherefore cometh not the son of Jesse to meat, neither yesterday nor today? Now, what was the first day? When they started, it all started on the new moon. So that proves right there that the first day of the month was the new moon. That's for every month. The new moon dictates when the beginning of a new month starts. That's how I want to get out this account. I'll read verse 27 again. It says, And it came to pass on the morrow, which was the second day of the month, that David's place was empty. And Saul said unto Jonathan his son, Wherefore cometh not the son of Jesse to meat, neither yesterday nor today? You know what? I'll get one more precept to end the lesson off. One of my favorite precepts I like to go to. Isaiah 66. And was that 24 or 23? 23. Isaiah 66 and 23, it says, And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord Yahweh. Linking the new moon and the Sabbath. This is a day, a holy day, and a day of worshiping unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. In the lesson right there, Lord willing, this was edifying and to the point. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Chakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 pushing his word without truth and sincerity. Shalom.